All right, let's get to our next question. You guys sent us some really good
I know.
questions. Like, this is a little litty. Okay.
Okay, so this one is interesting where it says, do men get intimidated by successful women?
Absolutely. Okay, so let me say this. My first response is yes, but I will say this. I do believe that there is a market of men, not all men, but I do believe there's a market of men that do find women that are successful very intimidating. And they don't mind dating them because they want the type of person, but they don't want the traits of success, which is go-getter, not necessarily taking no for an answer and not being insubordinate, so to speak, but more so like, I'm going to be a go-getter, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that no matter what. So I feel like some men are not ready for that.
Right. And
because it internally emasculates them. And it's a problem that they have.
Right, and what I'm going to kind of take a different approach.
Okay.
Than what I was.
What you initially were.
What I was initially going to do, because let's say these men are intimidated. Mm-hmm. Why are they intimidated?
I think it's traumas. I think it's internal issues. Everybody has some form of a trauma, right?
No,
it just depends on how you
let's
move
say
through life with it.
If we keep the trauma part out of it, why would somebody be intimidated by somebody else's success?
Inadequacies.
So,
if you're not where you want to be in your life, whether it's where you don't want to, where you're not where you want to be in your life,
mm-hmm.
maybe it's male organ issues where you're not as well endowed, so you invoke that type of control in other places in your life, which is your woman.
Let's say less on that part. Like if we're talking about a successful woman, right?
Yeah.
So you have a successful woman and you have a man. Now, based on how the typical, let's say, men and women dynamics are, why would a man be intimidated by a woman's success in their relationship?
I truly believe it sometimes it comes from where he is not in his life. I think that if he had it his way, if he's with a successful woman, he would rather be in the successful realm. Mm-hmm. Because I think it does play on a man's manhood and their ego. If they're with a woman that's successful and they're not as successful, they become the plate holder automatically. That's what it looks like to society.
And so them becoming the plate holder, does that now affect their position in the relationship and kind of what is expected of a traditional man?
So sometimes it depends on how this man handles the dynamics within himself and his relationship. Because you could be with a successful woman and still be the head of household, right? You could still be, taking care of the house, being the man. But
is that a challenge, though, to do that with somebody who is successful?
I think
and
for some...
And because the traits of people who are successful is that they usually have very, I'll say, dominating personality
yeah.
and traits. They are used to getting what they want.
Some, not all.
Well, think about it. If you're successful, it's just like, I got what I want, which is how I got to where I am.
So you have to. So that's fair, but you also have to remember, in a relationship, there are some people that's able to turn that on and off.
Right, but that is, and that's probably the challenge that I feel like sometimes some women face, is that it is difficult to turn that on and off, because if you're a boss, if you're somebody who has these dominant traits, if you're somebody who is used to getting what they want and doesn't necessarily have a lot of patience because you're just used to, hey, this right. is how shit's supposed to be.
But that's not all.
And then if your patience is really low, meaning that if something is not as it should be, you have low, right, it's going off.